I've wanted to do this project for a while. Maybe not, the entire year that I am gonna do, but I have wanted it. It's been in the back of my mind. But it's a new year, 2026, baby. Oh yeah. And there's a whole 364 days ahead, excluding this one. And every day I'm gonna try and be on a routine and just talk. I just want to talk about things. And for the first day, starting over new in a new year, I think it's only right to just talk about life. And I struggled for a lot of my years of living to finally grasp the meaning of life. Not really the meaning, but more the value of life. And at a young age, I was depressed. Depression is a very predominant thing in my family. A lot of people have it. It's just a genetic thing. But with that depression, I was at a low at like 5th grade. Like, it was bad. I was not in the right headspace. I didn't value life, and I never really saw the beauty of it. And I didn't really see the beauty of life until earlier this year, when one of my best friends ended up committing suicide. And with his death, ever since before that, I'd always lived life just being like, oh, I wouldn't care if I died. I'm not gonna take it, but I just don't care if I die. And that way of thinking was so flawed. And like, hearing my mom tell me that one of my best friends had died was such a wake-up call. And I realized that I don't ever want to die. Like, my life, the life I have, the friends, the family, all the love that's in my life is beautiful, and I'm not ready for that to go. I don't think I ever will be. But in coming to the realization that life is beautiful, I went more in depth. Every car ride, I'd sit by my window and I would just look out and think just how crazy it is that we as humans, we as all the life on this planet, are alive. And I feel like people take that for granted a lot. They'll wake up, they'll just live their day, a whole 24 hours. But so much can happen in 24 hours. So much can happen in even a minute. Life can be made in a minute. Births happen, and the beauty of this world comes out. Every time a new person, new thing is born, a phenomenal, extraordinary thing comes into our universe. And
in the end, you're still
people don't really tend to realize that
like
everything that we know is extraordinary. The fact that we have buildings and computers and clothing, all these things are crazy. Without life on this earth, we wouldn't have those. But without this earth, we wouldn't have life. Without this universe, we wouldn't have life. So many things went in to us being created. And whether you take the more religious side of a God creating us, or whether you take the more scientific side of the Big Bang Theory and things like that, you can still value life at an equal amount and realize that we only have one. Our one life is all we will ever know. And after that, after death, after, we live our entire lives. We don't know what comes after.
That seafood didn't teach
But I think focusing on death, I don't want to this episode. I just want to talk about the life and how every part of our body works together to keep us alive, how we have this human animalistic instinct to keep ourselves alive. It's so baffling to just look at it and go, whoa, I can do this. Like, a rock can't do the things we can. Inanimate objects will never get to just know what life is like. And I'm so happy that the people who are today, good and bad, got to experience life. And the thing I think everyone needs to hear is that you matter. Whether you're a great billionaire, whether you're some dude who just goes to the ocean every Sunday and surfs, if you don't think you matter, you do. And your life means something. It's a phenomenal thing. And I really hope you can realize that, as it is so crazy that you are alive. And with that life comes happiness, comes love, comes pain, comes all these other feelings. Life's just one big test. It's about living it and not about fantasizing it. Just you being here is probably the rarest thing in the entire universe. Is you. 1 out of a trillion to be born. Probably 1 out of numbers we don't know yet to even just be on Earth. It's crazy. And valuing that life is so important, and realizing how important you are is even more important, because you are on this earth. It doesn't even need to be for a reason, but you're on this earth, and no one wants to see you go. Like the little analogy, if you move, cut down a tree in the forest and trees move around it, you always will affect someone. And being alive is something that you should not take for granted. You shouldn't just don't care. You shouldn't just walk outside and just be like, oh, this is so bad and blah blah blah. Like, your life, all life, is important. Even little bugs, these little bugs, that sit on your windowsill and you crush them. Like, if you just look at that too, that little bug had an entire life. It flew around for however long. It had a mom, it had a dad. Did it have the mental capacity to think that we did? No. But it was still a living, breathing thing that doesn't deserve to die. I don't think anything deserves to die. Even if you're a horrible person, I would never wish death on anyone. And I hope everyone lives a long life and gets to experience it to the fullest.
Greetings. Can I help you?
Make it mean something. Don't just let it be bland. Find what makes you happy. Do that. never stop. Yeah, I think my goal with this project is gonna be just to change at least one person. And, you know, even if I don't, it's still one of my greatest accomplishments. Like, I hope a year from now I'm still doing this. I'm still uploading. It's been consistent. You know, this is my first ever video I've ever uploaded to YouTube. So we'll see how the quality improves over the next, you know, until 2027. But, I mean, yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
To reveal the path you must choose. Enough with the games.